Well, Laureen, it's time. You can't wait any longer. We got a 2-hour limit on this show, and this is it. So I'll ask you to come up and join me on the stage. Well, Laureen, the office of president is one that carries with it, as you would expect, the highest honor and, as you would expect, the highest responsibility. Accepting this office and performing the duties will require commitment, energy, enthusiasm, and the willingness to test and expand the limits of your leadership abilities. The president will, I can assure you, bring you great satisfaction and the opportunity for personal and professional growth. As president, you must demonstrate your total commitment to the goals of the association, which include protecting housing affordability in Pierce County. You must project an image of integrity as a leader of the association. And above all, in my mind, is responsibility to the needs of the membership. When you leave those out, you've lost the organization. With the corporation and support of your fellow leaders that we just sworn in, and in the best interest of your members at heart, any goals you set for this association can be achieved. So when you raise your hand and repeat after me. I, Laureen.
I, Laureen. Scriven.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will faithfully perform.
That I will faithfully perform.
The duties and responsibilities.
The duties and responsibilities.
Of the office of president.
Of the office of president.
Of the Master Builders Association of Pierce County.
Of the Master Builders Association of Pierce County.
In accordance with bylaws and policies.
In accordance with the bylaws and policies.
And will to the best of my ability.
And will to the best of my ability.
Uphold the principles and purposes.
Uphold the principles and purposes.
Upon which it was founded.
Upon which it was founded.
Congratulations.
I am so honored and humbled to be here right now, just beyond words. So thank you so much for your support and for being here tonight. When I look back at my life, I see it like a book with many chapters. Like everyone, it began with a family. A grandfather who immigrated from Italy and worked as a brick mason in New York during the Depression. He could not speak a word of English, but with all of his difficulties, he was determined to pursue the American dream. He persevered and was a great example to my father, who told me the stories about his growing up during those times. He said, even though it was tough, those were truly the best years of his life. In part because his family grew closer and depended on each other. He learned what strength and perseverance looked like, what it meant to trust in God, and learn values that formed him into the person he became. He passed that on to me, and I am so proud of my family story. Stories include successes and failures, joys and sorrows, battles and victories, and always include people. We in this room are part of a story about another family, the MBA Pierce family, and it is a great story. In 1945, our founders began a group whose primary objective was to assure adequate housing and a decent environment for every American family. That began their mission statement. These men were passionate about this, and 68 years later, the story continues. They would be proud to know their hard work, perseverance, and starting this organization paid off. It is still going strong after all these years because of the men and women who have invested in this story. I am standing here now because so many people have contributed to my story. Like a family, I have big brothers in this organization who have mentored me and have been a great example to me. I want to take a moment and thank a few of them with a small token of appreciation for the influence they have had on my story. Duke York, you are a man of few words, but when you speak, I listen. You have encouraged me along the way and have genuinely been proud of my accomplishments. That is now part of my story. Gary Patterson, you are eager to see others succeed and have pursued opportunities to share your business model with me so that I and my business can grow. And that is now part of my story. Rick Young, you have always been willing to let me glean from you and have patiently taken the time to answer questions I have asked. That is now part of my story. Bob Camp, you are a wealth of information. I've been incredibly impressed with your knowledge of how this organization runs and your passion for it. I've sat in many board meetings and learned about this organization and its history from you, and now that is part of my story. Kurt Wilson, you have led this past year with a quiet strength, and I have learned what the definition of a good leader is by your example. That is now part of my story. We all have an opportunity to continue this book. Chapter 69 begins in January 2014. My hope is that we will contribute to each other's story and together write the next chapter.